All right. Hello, everybody. Oops. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to HCA 2025 Group C. Baddies of the North versus Chimera. I meant to turn that webcam off before I started, and I totally forgot to hit the button. Anyways, we got the curtain about to drop here in 10 seconds. We're fighting over train station here on Carentan. And we all know the hot spots here. We're going to be fighting over this mansion down here in the south. Whoever controls this road and this mansion controls the south. Up in the north, we'll be fighting over the South Park Row and around the train station itself. And in the center, we'll be fighting over the houses. Probably this intersection right here will be most important. But we'll see. Did I just see a early rocket? I'm not sure, but I do see trucks over there for the Germans, for Chimera. Badges of the North over here as the Americans coming out. Don't see anybody just yet. I do expect rockets. I often see a lot of rockets on this particular setup here down on the south side. And we got rail crossing and derailed as the next point. So where are these rockets? I'm not seeing any trails. I do see a truck coming through right over there. I swear I'm hearing booms, but I don't think it's rockets. Oh. There's tank rounds going off over here. Tank almost got a hold of this truck over here. I don't know if it killed anybody or not. Doesn't seem like it. But see some explosions going on over there as well. So far, it looks like everybody's made it pretty on point. A very errant rocket over there. That was a solid rocket right there. Took out the truck before everybody got completely wiped off of that initial truck. Baddies of the North there. Clink jumps out. He's trying to take out all this infantry. They're right on top of him. He goes down. Lord Farquaad goes down as well. He got TN the Reaper. I'll just call you the Reaper. Chimera gets a pretty solid hit there. They lost the initial there with the truck, but took control of this intersection. It does seem like Baddies of the North have taken control of the mansion. Lord Barst, we got Lord Barst and Lord Farquaad down here in the south. You got a couple of tanks down here as well. There's a Stuart right there, as well as a Greyhound pulling up for Baddies of the North. I can hear the Lukes over here. I think that's actually the P4. That is the P4. Pretty standard spot for the P4. I would expect the medium to either be pulled up to here or he's going to be back here on the tracks. Looks like he's back there on the tracks. Here comes the Greyhound pushing up. A solo Greyhound trying to get himself in position so he can shoot across these courtyards. P4 is pushing up. Chimera is getting the capture. But Badges of the North has a lot of infantry around train stations. So they might start being able to get some good cap pressure going on here in just a moment. There's only a couple of guys in the circle for Chimera. There's the Lukes. I see there's a couple of them. So there's actually 3 tanks right here, and there's 2 of them. I think that other one right there is, yeah, I think he's like right there or something. So I don't think he's actually in the circle, but the one is. It is starting to pull back towards Badges of the North. Down there on the south side, it does look like Badges of the North managed to push through past the mansion, and they're taking control of that south road. Taking casualties, though, trying to hold it. Chimera pushing their infantry up, trying to force their way back into the circle, trying to support these tanks. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the tanks are supporting this infantry as they're pushing in, trying to push Baddies of the North back out of here. The capture point is starting to flicker. There's a Stuart right here for Baddies of the North right below us. Just on the north side. He's outside of the circle, but not terribly far outside of the circle. He's got a nice flight fire. Looks like the P4 is pulling up and looking for a shot. He's going to pull out just in time. Maybe that P4 can keyhole through the trains. That would have been a difficult shot. I don't know if he quite had an opening or not. It's hard to tell from this angle sometimes, but this Stuart is lighting up the infantry. Blast one of the guys right over there just now. I didn't even see the name, but he's holding up this infantry over there on the northeast side of the circle. Something just went down over here. That was the Greyhound. The Greyhound got a little too greedy, got taken out by the P4, I think. Here comes the medium Sherman pulling up. A little over halfway capped for Baddies of the North now. They do have a number of guys that are in the circle. There's a few guys for Chimera as well, just enough to stall it up, in fact, as the P4 is backing off. The Sherman is pulling up. I would expect a tank battle to start erupting here soon. But it's hard to say with the P4 backing off. I'm not sure if he's just repositioning or if he's backing up to repair. Seems like he's repositioning. Looks like he's going to head over here and take out that Stuart. He's going to go under the bridge and take out this Steward over here. He went down. He went down. What? Got the P4. Don't tell me the Greyhound did. That seems unlikely. Something got a hold of that P4. Maybe he got satcheled before he backed off. I didn't see it. Either way, the loss of that P4 is going to be devastating for a Chimera. I think the Stewart just went down as well. Not as bad of a loss. Looks like the Lukes is starting to take some rounds from the medium Sherman. There goes one of the Lukeses to Booty Smasher. Smashing that booty. The other Lukes is just holding back. I'm not sure if that medium can keyhole him through that little gate right there. But Badges of the North has this almost completely captured. Chimera stalling it up again. Some more infantry pushing up behind this Luke's, trying to support him. He's moving up behind the warehouse, just putting himself in a position to be nothing but cap weight. Maybe he can blast some of this infantry we're trying to come across through here on the north side, but this medium Sherman is free to pull up. He doesn't have a ton of infantry around him, but he's completely safe at the moment. Will be, what up, Will be? Will be right behind him. Pushing up, maybe get an OP. Big artillery hit there. Starting to take some of these guys out, but Badges of the North gets the initial capture just at the 1 hour and 20-minute mark. Not too far into here. Kind of looked like Chimera was going to get it at first, but Badges of the North managed to push in and take it. Now, things are going to be hot down here in the south a little bit, but Badges of the North are going to have to extend up here towards the north to try and swing around. Maybe come in, you can kind of... I mean, there's a number of ways to attack rail crossing, and you can see them all the roads. Main one. This one is a major one. People like to come in. They also like to come in and get into these warehouses. Coming down the main road is pretty difficult because the road is so open. It's so straight, so it's easy for MGs and tanks. You get this yellow alley. It's got a couple of like curves and turns, so it can turn into a smaller fight. Something just went down right in front of us. I think it was that other. No, not the other. It's just a truck. Not the other Lukes. The capture is starting to flicker a little bit, though. This Lukes is still in here. Badges of the North need to clear him out of there if they want to fully secure this point. There's a lot of infantry coming up for Chimera, looking to counterattack. Down here in the south, there is significantly more Badges of the North infantry than there is for Chimera, but Chimera has a Puma pulling up. See a solo? He's not. He's a two-man, so he can't shoot. Oh, he got run over. Dude, you got run over. Don't do that. You can't. Oh, he dodges the rocket. Beautiful dodge by the driver. And he runs him over. He got himself another run over kill. Hidden ins. Hidden ins. The Reaper looking to replace. He has burned a bunch of OPs down here, just swinging through, clearing out the back line of Baddies of the North. Jizzbeard needs to turn around and get a rocket to do him. He gets another run over kill. That's 3 run overs that he's gotten with this Puma. Come on, Jizzbeard, put a stop to him. There you go. The Nutbender finally puts an end to his reign of terror. That Puma allowed Chimera to slip a number of infantry back up here, down here in the south. So there's going to be a fight down here in a moment. I'll take a look back over here. Badges of the North still holding the circle. There's a number of infantry trying to push out for Chimera, but Badges of the North trying to swing their infantry further north to get that pressure onto, was it rails? Rail crossing. Some rockets going off in the medium's face. Not quite enough to put him down. He's still here in the area, keeping this point locked down. Some more infantry pushing in for Baddies of the North. Not too much. Flares going up for Chimera. You're going to see there isn't really that much in front of him. Some more already coming down on top of these spawn-ins over here. I'm not sure where the garrison is, but it must be over here somewhere. It's right there, actually. So there's actually some cap pressure going on for Chimera. Rockets going off in the medium's face again. Baddies of the North still trying to push towards the north, trying to get some pressure on towards rail crossing. They're losing some of their guys down here in the south. They're trying to push back up here into the circle of rail crossing. They don't want to allow this cap pressure going on, and they're going to lose a little bit of their hold down there in the south. A lot of guys swimming in from Mahale for Chimera, trying to push around down on that south flank. They're still pressuring the front pretty good, too. They got a number of guys in the circle now. The cap is stalled up, but it is going back and forth as Chimera is trying to take this point back very quickly here in the beginning of the game. A lot of action going on here at the start. I love it. I love it, guys. I hear a bombing run coming in. That is going to be a Chimera bombing run. It's going to go right across the medium. Ulfbert's going to survive and keep his tank alive as he repairs it up. Some infantry spawned in, managed to stay outside of that bombing run. I don't even think that bombing run really got anybody. But you've got, I don't know who that was, but he got blasted by the medium. I was having a hard time reading his name. This Luke's is still here? Jesus. Get him, Bunk. He's been there long enough. He's been there like since the start of the game. Does Bunk even see him? See a satchel? Oh, he's in the prone. Here comes the next rocket. And there goes the Lukes. They finally managed to clear the Lukes out of the circle. It's been there so long, I'd completely forgotten about it. Amwernix. Bunk coming around the backside of Amwernix there. Should see him. Gets him in the back. And Baddies of the North are starting to clear out the circle. Down here in the south, Baddies of the North did spawn some guys in. They've got one of their 76s down here now. One of their first 76s managed to push down here on the south side. Want to clean up this infantry that pushed up on the backside of that Puma, who was wreaking havoc on their lines over here. Let's take a quick look at the map. Speaking of lines, look at this beautiful looking line from Baddies of the North, north and south. I mean, there's a little bit of a bulge here in the front, right here in the center, but very nice looking solid line. They got one machine gunner in the back. I don't think Chimera has anybody who's slipped through just yet. Been a very straightforward fight so far. Yes, very straightforward fight. Both sides holding their lines very well. Fight going on here inside South Park Row. Chimera loses most of their infantry here in this area. Some more Baddies of the North guys pushing this way, looking to clear it out. Want to make sure that their lines stay solid, no gaps. Some of these guys are starting to push forward towards rail crossing, but they're not pushing too hard. They want to make sure that the Chimera is not able to slip through and start getting some pressure going on at train station from the rear. Now this 76 looked like he was burning a little bit. Let me lock onto him. Yeah, he is. He got caught hold of by something. Not 100% sure if it was a rocket or if there's a tank out there right now that I'm not seeing. My guess is there's a tank over here somewhere. If there's a 76, then there's probably a Tiger somewhere. Oh, I'm just kind of looking real quick. I don't see this. I don't see the Chimera's tank. I wish I could look at. Oh, there he is. There he is. I thought he'd be over here somewhere. Who was that just hit him with a? Is that the 76? Is that the 76 just got a shot on him? It was. Yeah, look at that. Here comes the Tiger pulling back out. Not quite sure if this 76 can get a shot on him or not. Where'd he go? Oh, he backed way off. Infantry pushing up for Baddies of the North. They're trying to clear out these houses on the east side of train station. Want to push Chimera's infantry completely out of here. This Tiger is helping prevent that. Two skits, nobles right there. Chimera's starting to counterattack. Girth Brooks gets a rocket onto the Tiger. It ricochets. But he's just letting him know that he has the ability to reach out and touch him. That 76 still holding back there with the infantry on the south side. Baddies of the North trying to push their infantry up to this Tiger, trying to put the pressure on him, trying to make sure that he's not allowed to just settle in and get in a comfy spot. Chimera has a pretty big buildup going on up here on the South Park Row. The south side of Park Row, I guess I should say. Whenever I say South Park Row, it makes me think of South Park, and that just makes me giggle a little bit on the inside. It's the south side of the Park Row, which, as Axhawk told me, is kind of like this big C, this semicircle of parks around town centers. Call it the Park Row. And this is the south side, and there's a west side and a north side. I just like to name things. Makes us feel good. This big buildup of Chimera guys getting kind of stuck here on the south side of Park Row as they're getting surrounded now by baddies in the north. There's a number of infantry all around them. There's even guys all the way east of them pushing past. God Module, I'm not sure if he just came out of there. Yes, there's an OP right there. So we'll see if Ventilate can get over there and clear that out. He's about to pop around that corner. He's looking the other way. Somebody got him. He got taken out by Rob. 491 just saved Ventilate's ass. Nice shooting, Rob. Ventilate should be able to get this OP. He's got to be able to hear it by now. There goes the OP. And baddies in the north make a little more progress over here on the north side. Chimera starting to slip through down here on the south side of Park Row, trying to make their way through to this next road over here where Glove is just about to slip in, gets taken out by Free the Chicken. And Chimera is making their way back into the houses, into the buildings here on the east side of train station. 76 still blasting away. Looks like the Tiger's trying to reposition and maybe get a shot on him. Oh, there's two Tigers here now. I see. This Tiger's trying to get a shot on that 76 over here from this side alley. He doesn't know there's two Tigers now. He could be in a little bit of trouble. He's getting the first shot on that Tiger, but they know right where he is. There was a swing and a miss. Counterattack. Bombing run going through. That is baddies in the north bombing run. Greyhound coming up behind the 76, but that's anything he really could use. Is that an AT gun? AT gun putting rounds into the flank of this 76. He is going to have to back off. He does have a repair station right here. More rockets coming across right in front of his face as they're trying desperately to put the pressure on this 76. Now that they have him backed off, these Tigers have plenty of time to get themselves into a nice position to tag team him since he's down here by himself. The Greyhound might get taken out by that Tiger. That Tiger pulls out and spots him. Infantry pulling up for Chimera, trying to put the pressure on down here. There is a little bit of infantry around this 76 trying to help hold this back. He's taking some rockets from Barry. Looks like he took out the AT gun. Couple of guys from Chimera managed to slip around here on the south side. They did get cleaned up, but so did baddies in the north, so they're going to need some more spawn-ins down there to deal with that gap in their line. Right here, you can see that Lord Barst is close and in position to fill that gap. Doesn't look like he's heading that way just now. We'll see how that goes. It's a gap, but it's also kind of an open spot. So you can slip through there, but it's difficult. And in a high-stakes comp match, it's not quite as advisable to just run through an open field. Let's take a look at what's going on up here in the north. Baddies in the north did manage to slip a couple guys semi-close to rail crossing. Did get taken out. Looks like Chimera is trying to set something up here by the church. The church itself, not a great place to build, but some of these other side courtyards, maybe back here in the north courtyard of town center. Decent spot to hide a garrison where you can start flanking through different directions, down through town center and over here along the edge of the zone. But so far, baddies in the north holding this pretty good. You got Nerdy over here as well on the west side of Park Row, just to make sure that they have spawns in place. Oh, they got OPs and garrisons in place as beacons to let them know that if Chimera slips through anywhere over there. Back down here in the south, baddies in the north have lost a number of their infantry. Chimera's attack has fizzled out a little bit as well. The 76 and Greyhound holding the line for baddies in the north. Keeping things stable down here. Waiting to see what these Tigers end up doing. They have not really positioned themselves to take on these tanks. I would assume by now that they know it's just a Greyhound and a 76 and not anything bigger. This other Tiger, I'm not 100% sure what this guy's been trying to do. He's Every time I look at him, he's like trying to reposition, but he's always back here. So I don't know if he's just holding the line back here. They do have a decent amount of infantry in front of them, so they're not really being threatened. But they're not really doing much either. So I don't know what their plan is, if they want to reposition further to the south. They're catching rounds from somebody. You? Right there? Yeah. So there is another 76 down here as well. It's to be expected that the tanks would be down here on the south side. This is the only real open spot. You don't want your tanks to get stuck in an alleyway where they can easily get satcheled. Nutbender making his way forward, starting to try and clear out some of this infantry. Getting himself some kills, taking the return fire. You can hear the spawn. Is it a garrison? He blew himself up, dude. You shot the rock, or you shot the tree. He didn't even get the OP. Nutbender. Oh, buddy, everybody's gonna see that from your own point of view, too. Oh, man. Baddies of the North start pushing their infantry back towards the east here in the center. Trying to clear out Chimera so they can get some pressure back on these tanks. Get these tanks out of here. These tanks hold a position on the back line of Chimera's center. Where'd the other one go? Where'd the other tiger go? There he is. So one of the tigers is now repositioning up towards the top of Mont Halais, trying to get the high ground. It's a good position. If he can get into position before the 76 notice him. I hear a bombing run coming in for Chimera. Doesn't look like it's going to get too much, but I think we're a little far away. Let's get a little closer, see if we see anybody, but I don't think that got anybody. Didn't even get the garrison, so a little bit of a swing and a miss on that bombing run. Cap making his way up. Hearing the footsteps, having a seizure. Gets himself a kill. He's going to get shot in the back, maybe. Ooh, some swinging and missing. If he just goes straight down this hedge, he'll pop that OP. He doesn't even need to go out this way. He didn't even need to go out that way, and he still didn't get the OP. Of course, he doesn't know. I don't know if maybe he should know it's an OP. I thought Nutbender spotted it before. I know he tried to shoot a rocket. Maybe he thought it was a garrison. Either way, Chimera is still holding on to that position. They've even got some MGs pushed up. So maybe the 76s can clear that. That southernmost 76 might be able to get a shot on him. Something just went down over here. Repair station, maybe. AT gun, another AT gun. There's a garrison right there as well. The garrison doesn't really surprise me, but this tiger again trying to reposition, trying to get some shots out. The 76 taking some shots at him. And we'll see who gets the first shot. If the 76 decides to pull out, you got Gold Star jumping out. He's going to go spot. He's going to go spot, see if he can get eyes on that 76. That 76 is peeking out too, so he's going to go forward. He's going to go forward. Oh, you can't. It's doing that weird first-person glitch thing, but so he should have had eyes on that 76, knows where it is now. Should have it pretty marked up. I would expect this tiger to pop out and try to take some shots in, but the 76 is back in cover now. Baddies of the North's infantry has pushed all the way up to the edges of the building now. There's only the one tiger there trying to hold him back. He's actually looking the other way, trying to engage with the other 76 for Jizbeard. Jizbeard versus Anzis. Oh, and the tiger pulled out and took a shot. Nice exchange. Looks like the tiger's damaged. Looks like the 76 is damaged. There's a solo tiger pulling up. Did he get spotted, though? Did he just get that garrison? I believe he just got the garrison. And some spawns on it. Well-placed round by the 76. I don't even think he meant to get that garrison, but he takes a round from the Tiger. The other Tiger should be able to pull up. The 76 returns fire and misses, backs off, and goes into repair. Baddies of the North's infantry has made it back up to this hedge yet again. Nutbender. He's got somebody right around the corner. He's going to pop this corner and get shot. As Alpado. Ooh, Barry got taken out. The Baddies of the North having pushed up, getting some flank fire going on down there towards the south. One of the Tigers has pushed up a little bit, trying to get some pressure on the infantry. Clink right there is an AT hiding from the driver's machine gun. 76 lands a hit on the Tiger. Seemed kind of like he shot him in the track. There's Jago, gets run over by his own Tiger. Trying to get back in. Or he was trying to repair or something. It's already full. Must have been trying to help with the repair. But this Tiger's going to back off. I don't think that 76 has another shot on him. The infantry is pushed back up. Chimera was starting to make their way into the buildings again, but looks like they lost their little foothold again. Baddies of the North has a number of guys swinging up here towards the north side. This pressure that they've got going on towards Railcross is starting to get a little more intense. Keano's starting to swing through these warehouses up here on the north side that I was talking about earlier, where if they can get up here in these warehouses, they can start spreading out, and they can move down and get into this house here in the edge of the circle, or they can move out and around and get into these buildings over here, start hitting rail crossing from the other side. So you can wake it into these warehouses, you can start moving around and getting pressure on from multiple directions. I don't know where the garrison is. I would assume there's a backup garrison here somewhere. Not 100% sure where it would be. It's usually like right here. Seems that's about where he's headed anyways. I don't see it. Sometimes that's back here. There's Mr. Cheese. He just came from right here somewhere. Oh well, I don't see the garrison, but Keanu is making his way into the circle. He's not going to be able to put camp pressure on just by himself, I don't think. They don't have anybody else in the zone, so he's not going to be able to put pressure on by himself. But if he can get himself into that house, laying low, he does get Rafiki. They're in the alleyway, so if he can get in that house or something, start laying low, looks like he's actually going to push west, help clear out these spawns from the backside. That's actually probably the better plan. Help this infantry over here be able to push in. There was a spawn in on the backside of that house right there. So there's the garrison. That's the garrison right there that Keanu's making his way toward. Pfizer coming around the corner. And Keanu gets Pfizer. Should start making his way towards this garrison. We'll watch him for just a second. We'll see if he's able to get on this garrison. This could be a pretty big play for Baddies of the North, trying to get the pressure on over here. Over here at rail crossing. Then clear this garrison out and start preventing some of these reinforcements from Chimera up here on the north side. Yeah, get a squad or two in there, start putting the pressure on, take the pressure off rail crossing and bring the fight over here. Keanu should be able to hear the spawn. He's coming around the corner, he's got it locked up, and that is going to be a dead garrison. I don't think these guys can get back here in time to stop him. Yeah, that garrison's gone. See how long he lives. Perpy's already headed that way. He's waiting for it. He's going to know they're going to come. There goes Perpy. Keanu getting himself some kills over here. He's making some plays. We've been watching him for a couple of minutes now. These guys are having a hard time dealing with him. He comes around the corner and immediately gets taken around by Pfizer. Shouldn't have said anything. All right, let's take a look back down in the south, see what's going on down here. Looks like Baddies of the North are still pretty pushed up. They did completely take control of this ditch. Now that the last time we were over here, Chimera had some guys up in here, but now it looks like Baddies of the North have taken complete control of it. The Tiger is still back over there. The 76 is still here, so the tanks have not been able to move each other out. Morgana coming around the back side over here. Now, where is the garrison here? It's right there. So Morgana's going to have a heck of a time getting to that garrison, but might be able to get a rocket on either that garrison or the Tiger. Morgana being an AT. I'm assuming with a rocket. No, no, it's a satchel. Got a satchel play going on here. Gonna make an attempt at that at that Tiger by themselves. Well, good luck. Good luck, Morgana. Maybe these guys keep them busy long enough. Rocket's going across from Clink. I don't know. There might have been an OP there. There was earlier, but I don't think there is anymore. It wouldn't make much sense, even if there was one. You wouldn't want to spawn in on it. You'd immediately get taken out. But he's shooting at something over there. There must have been something. I think I actually did see a puff of smoke. So maybe there was an OP there just now. Get the stream stuff going. Strafing run came through for the Germans. That's Chimera, but they're getting cleared out here pretty good on the front door. There's only a handful of guys left over here. They still hold this position. It does look like Morgana got taken out. They're still holding this position a little bit, but Chimera's pretty much pushed up to Mount Halais. Oh, 1 second. I want to share this in the Discord. There. Baddies of the North. There's this Chimera shared. People can click on it if they want. Chimera is starting to push up over here. They do still have this Tiger on the front door. Booty Smasher making his way to it. What's he got? He's got rockets. What did he just shoot at? I don't know, but he's gone now. Baddies of the North still holding this line. This Tiger's going to create some pressure. Chimera's just got a big spawn in right there. I think he might have actually been taking a rock shot at the garrison. Flare goes up. They're going to see there's a ton of infantry in front of them. That is a Baddies of the North flare. There's a pretty decent spawn in of American troops here as well, looking to push in and get this pressure going back on here on the front door. To get this pressure pushed back, I should say. There's a large wave of troops coming in here from Chimera, trying to make their way down the north side of the tracks. Looks like they're getting blasted by a 76 down here. Handful of infantry here for Baddies of the North as well. A little bit of a gap. Should be all right. That 76 is blasting away at those guys. It does look like Chimera managed to push back this pressure on rail crossing. Did Keanu not drop an OP back here somewhere when he made all that end run stuff? Like, did he not drop an OP? Oh, yeah, there's Morgana's way up there, so he must have dropped an OP somewhere far to the north. Just causing havoc in the back lines. Baddies of the North still trying to push up here. There is a garrison right there for Chimera, so that seems to be Baddies of the North's objective here in the center. Just win, baby. Just holding his line. Bombing run coming. That looks like it was a Baddies of the North bombing run. I think it cleared the garrison. They must have known it was there. Yeah, the garrison is gone. Tiger's still here, though. OPs are still here. Here comes Frosty. Burns an OP. Artillery coming down right on top of the Tiger. Artillery blasting away. Here comes the counter bombing run. I can hear it coming. Magic pushing up. He's going to pop out right in front of Frosty. Here comes the counter bombing run. Frosty gets blasted by it. Oh, he was going to throw a grenade too. Oh! Oh, he got blown up by a grenade. Grenades everywhere. Flares going up. Here comes that northern push from Chimera. Clank up on the rooftop. Shoots Rafiki in the top of the head. That's not something you see every day. He's got eyes on that Tiger. Looking to drop some grenades. I think Mr. Cheese was trying to build something just now. You can hear the footsteps. Clink looking for him. They can hear each other. Careful, Clink. He's in a heck of a good position, though. He's taking some fire from these guys over here that have called him out that he's up there now. At least they should have. Pellet with the rocket. Oh, he's shooting rockets at the 76. Let's see if we can... Okay, yeah, it's working. Germans are, like, worse than... Oh, he got taken down by Clink, who stopped that rocket shot on the 76. 76 is backing off anyways. Chimera still getting a little bit of a foothold. They got a couple of guys that are making their way across the road. This is some better progress they've had in a little while. Some more is a pretty big wave of spawn-ins. A couple of squad leaders as well. Flares going up. Looks like they're going to try and press an attack here on the front door. They're making their way across the road. Boof will be in the back before he gets deleted by the artillery. Tank rounds going across from this 76 right behind me, but I'm watching this infantry push in. This is a pretty massive wave of infantry. Baddies of the North getting some more spawn-ins. A rocket from Njorden takes out the spotter. Did he get the garrison back? The garrison's still alive. Probably has a marker on it now, though. This 76 here still trying to engage with the Tiger up on top of the hill at Mont Halais. Gets a hit on him. Did that other 76 get destroyed? It kind of looks like it. I think this is him right here, yeah? No, that's that old Greyhound. Must have just repositioned, I guess, because I don't see a dead 76 over here. Oh, there he is. He got aggressive. '76 back here, still waiting for that Tiger to peek out. The Tiger's actually backing up and exposing his backside. The 76 should be able to see that. He should have been able to see that. Is there barbed wire? Oh, it's the hedge. The hedge. John Foreskin catches a few rounds. Hi, Rotten Bob. Say hi. Yeah, you guys. See, when you're watching Bird's Eye, sometimes you forget about things like the in-between hedge. I'm like, shoot him, but he can't. Chimera's front door push starting to play out a little bit, but they still got some forward pressure going on. They got a little bit of momentum still. Artillery coming down inside of Baddies of the North line. Some rockets going across, trying to hold back this push. Chimera has managed to make it up to the next road. Glove throwing some grenades, but I can't see it first person because of the glitch. Gets himself at least one kill. The 76 takes him down. Here's some shooting going on behind me as I think Armorwinks. Merc Owen? Is that what it is? Merc Owens? Armorwinks? I think it's Owens. I think that's what it's supposed to be. My brain just wants to read it as one name, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. Alright, how's this Tiger? Is Tiger still holding strong up here? As Baddies of the North have just not been able to push Chimera out of Mont Halais, which is, it's kind of funny because Mont Halais isn't even one of the capture points. It's just an important position. It's a very important, very strong defensible position. And there is some Tigers, or some 76s repositioning, looking to get some shots on this Tiger who has pulled back up. Looking to get a shot on that 76. I don't think you can quite see him. He's backing off. And nothing. So the Tiger is backed off a little bit over here as well. This infantry is starting to be pushed back by Baddies of the North. Let's shoot up here to the north real quick. Because Chimera, they devoted a lot of their forces to that push. And Baddies of the North are starting to make some forward progress up here on the north side. Chimera's still holding them back, especially because they're hitting them in the flank up here by the church. Ventilate goes down. I hear a precision strike. I don't know what that precision strike was for. I assumed it was going to be one of the 76s, but... Comes Honey Badger by his lonesome self. With a shotgun. Here comes Module! Misses. And gets him in the face. Here comes a whole wave of Chimera troops pushing up this alleyway now. Baddies of the North very spread out up here in the north. They're not so much trying to put pressure on the next point as they're trying to keep their sectors clear. They're just holding their lines. They're putting a tiny little bit of pressure on rail crossing, but they're just holding their lines. I see that Kano up here is fighting with somebody. He's got Imnu and Bluey up here. Looking for him. And I'm thinking that Imnu and Bluey are trying to slip squad leaders all the way up and around. Maybe even come down over here. But Baddies of the North has good positioning. Even if they come around that way, they've had this Lord Barst. He's been over here on the back line for a good long while. I mean, his score probably don't look great, but he's doing an incredibly important job protecting that flank. So Corrupt managed to slip through by himself. Now in the back line, kind of. Kind of more in the center of the line of Baddies of the North. And he's actually coming up on the garrison right now. I don't know if they know that garrison's there or not. It's there back behind that building. If he goes through here, he should hear it, but he's going right past it. And the sound of this tank could be covering up. He's actually going to jump in here. What's he going to do? Let's see, does he go the other way? Nope, he's on the garrison. He spotted it. And there he goes. He's going for the garrison. He's going to do the old satchel on the garrison play. Let's see if he gets a wave. Maybe he does it. Maybe he did it that way in case he got shot. I don't know. But here comes Nerdy. He got the garrison. Nerdy gets him in the face, but the garrison is gone. I don't see any more supplies, so he's gonna have to drop an OP or something. Get supplies over here. Get this garrison back up. Let's take a look back down over here. Chimera is still trying to claw their way back into the buildings. We are down just below the 45-minute mark as this match is fully underway, just past the halfway mark. 76 is shooting at some infantry. Looks like that Tiger did end up get taken out while we were looking the other way. That Tiger had been up there for a long time, so it took those 76s a very long time to weed him out of there. Where did that other Tiger go? He was back over here. He is still over here shooting at the infantry. Lots of infantry pushing out over here for Baddies of the North, trying to clean out everything north of the tracks. And it looks like Baddies of the North have gotten very serious about clearing out these buildings. Taking a lot of casualties trying to do it, though. Chimera just got themselves a number of kills right there. Kind of thinned out Baddies of the North line, so they might want to slow down just a little bit. They don't want to allow Chimera to start gaining the momentum. Here comes the next push. Swift goes down. You got Deathvice laying in the ditch with his MG, covering the road. Beautiful. Good use of the machine guns. Infantry pushing up as well, so it's going to be difficult for them to find him and clear him out. Chimera takes a number of casualties here in this firefight exchange. Batar gets nobles. Batar goes down to Booty Smasher. Deathvice still blasting away down the road. Blue pushing up right on John Foreskin. Magic takes shots at Foreskin. Foreskin gets Magic. Here comes Blue popping around the corner. He's going to jump right in Foreskin's face. Foreskin gets him in the chest with some good shooting. Good, looked like hip fire. Some good hip fire. Here comes Owens pushing up on Foreskin. He's trying to get this machine gunner. And he gets Deathvice in the face. Gonna come around the corner, gets Foreskin in the back. before he gets taken out by the 76. Now, whose bombing run was that? That was Chimera's bombing run? Did they just bomb themselves, essentially? No. That was... Okay, that makes more sense. Cannon fodder starting to make his way into the circle as a squad leader. If he can get in there and get an OP somewhere up in the back line, that could be a problem for Baddies of the North. They're getting really aggressive trying to clear these guys out, and in the process, Chimera's starting to slip through a little bit. And there's still some spawnies going on back there. Nobles should be able to spot cannon fodder. They're exchanging. Cannon fodder gets him in the face. Here comes Worldstar. Foreskin should be looking back that way as well. Worldstar gets cannon fodder in the back. I don't know if he was able to get an OP up over there anywhere, but Baddies of the North pushing forward, getting the pressure on here. This Tiger now very exposed to this infantry. And this infantry's gonna have a hard time getting on him. These guys are pushing up behind him, but they're just riflemen, so they're not gonna be able to do too much. That 76 over there, blasting away towards Mont-Helé. This Tiger trying to get a hold of this infantry in front of him. Architect is the only AT. Rambo just spawned in right there. There's his OP. He gets a hold of Will B, who was creeping up on that OP. Now, there is another Tiger back here covering this forward Tiger, so they're going to have a hard time clearing him out of here. They did manage to get another Tiger backer up over here. Up here in the north, after the loss of that garrison in town center, Chimera has managed to push a number of infantry back up in here, and things are looking very intermixed up on the north side. Now, there's kind of some pressure over here. I mean, you got Keanu way up there in the north. I'm not 100% sure what his objective is. He's mostly just been up there. I don't know if he's trying to prevent flanks up there, prevent flank garrisons. Maybe he's trying to set up a red zone garrison. Not 100% sure, because it's just been him and Morgana up there, running around in the back line, just kind of causing a little bit of chaos. Chimera did manage to clean up most of this push that was going on at Rail Crossing, and Baddies of the North are really not pushing the pressure on. They are instead cleaning up town center. They have cleaned up most of the infantry here, so again, just controlling their lines, keeping their entire line intact, not letting anybody push too hard. And it's looking real steady. And they've kind of had this same line. It's moved a few times, but they just kind of had the same line, and they're doing a good job of slowly marching it forward. Now these 76s over here should be engaging with these Tigers. I think this one is not in a position to get a shot on. One of these, I think it's this one, I think. Yeah. He was just engaging with you, I believe. Looks like Lycaon is out repairing. Got more crew out repairing, so he definitely seemed to have taken the worst exchange in that little fight that we missed. We have not seen a ton of the tank battles. Now, Baddies of the North does have a couple of guys that managed to make their way up to Mont-Helé. Farquaad gets himself a kill there. Farquaad and G making their way down the line, starting to clear out Chimera up here on the north side. They're both ATs. Here comes Blue. There's the spawn in. They got blasted by what is likely their own artillery, but they should have been able to figure out that that's where the garrison is by the, infantry just randomly showing up there just then. Nice push there by Baddies of the North. That's definitely the furthest up Mont-Helé they've made it this whole time. Chimera completely pushed out of the houses now. They've been pushed out up here in the north as well. A lot of their pressure is coming down from the north, the guys that have slipped through in town center. Here comes a bombing run. It's going to go through here in the center. This one looks like it's going to get a few kills as well as a garrison. Architect manages to survive. That is a garrison, right? That did just have a bombing run go across it, right? Am I blind? Did anybody else just see a bombing run go across that garrison? I could be mistaken. Anyways, so Chimera again trying to push their way back up in there. There was a few casualties for baddies of the north, but they didn't take a ton, and because that garrison's still alive, they're going to be able to respawn easily. Bringing their guys back in here. They're starting to push back up the edge of the hedges. Booty Smasher covering this flank, pushing up. Oh, he got hurt somehow. What's he doing? Did he just shoot a rocket at a single guy? He got a kill with it, even though he was shooting into the smoke. That other tiger has backed off. Both the tigers are backed off. Baddies of the north looking pretty stable. This 76 just took a round from the tiger. He's going to back off. He has a repair station. Should be just fine. Should be able to repair up to fight again. Oh, he's taking rounds from the other tiger. One of the 76s behind me is blasting away at the tiger above us. This tiger is returning fire and backing off 2 repair stations here. Artillery coming down right on top of him. It's going to be difficult to repair if those repair stations get destroyed. He pulls up, tries to take another shot at the 76. 76 also is wounded, catches some rockets from Barry the Heckler. Right? Barry the Heckler? Where are you, Barry? Where are you, Barry? Oh yeah, by the way, Kayanoshi's the caster on the other side. He's a great caster and a great player. Just want to give him a little plug-in because he deserves it. So if anybody wants to see this from Chimera's side, he is also casting this match from their side. Looks like Chimera again starting to gain their foothold in the front door. Artillery doing its work. The tigers as well. Things just get so difficult down here in the bottom. Like it's hard to get into the buildings, but it's also hard for baddies of the north to get away from the buildings because that's where the tank battle is. Up here in the north, baddies of the north, they can't really get too much going on because they can't devote enough of their forces up here to break through. Because if they pull too much up here, it'll leave them open down here in the south, even with the tanks. Is there an abandoned 76 right here? Why is there an abandoned 76? What's going on? Where is it? Okay, that leaves me with more questions than answers. But, so there's another 76 under that bridge that could be claimed at any time. As long as they do it before it blows up. Did that tiger get taken out? Where did he go? There he is. He's peeking out right now, actually. Doesn't look like he has any kind of a shot. Lord Farquaad making his way up there. Looks like one of the 76s, or one of the tigers, did in fact get taken out by Last Light in Ulfbert. Well played by the 76, pulling right in there, getting the kill, and now he's pulling it right back out. It's kind of, you know, I don't want to like root for it too much, you know, but it was kind of nice to see that tank victory just because a lot of these tank exchanges have ended with, you know, either a straight exchange or a single hit or whatever, and then the tanks just back off and repair. And so then I go look at something else, and that's when they get blown up. So I was kind of happy to finally get to see a tank get destroyed, regardless of who it was. Looks like Lord Farquaad did not make it very far up the hedgerow. He's taking some machine gun fire right now, I think from Blue over there, or Hollow over there. Trying to find himself a good position. Here comes the push from Chimera again, trying to break through these buildings. I know this is probably like their best bet for making it in, but they've been pushing this front for like 30 straight minutes, and it feels like it wouldn't be a bad idea for them to shift this big attack south or north or something, like just something. I don't know. They are. That's the thing. They are. Baddies of the North, they're holding their space. Look at this. They've got a good back line. Squad leaders moving around back there. Putting OPs up everywhere and calling everything out. Nice solid line. Keanu still up here on the north. Still way up there by customs. I don't know what he is doing up there, but he is holding that part of the map down. Baddies of the North starting to break through here in the center now. Chimera trying to hold this position, getting taken out by artillery. Pfizer gets a kill over there on Boots. D-Bears actually runs right past Pellet. In position, he could get an OP up over here. Runs into Perry first, or Perpy first, and gets taken down. OP right there. I don't know if he's seen it or not, but he got taken down by Perpy as soon as he spawned in. Gang back here with the long-range machine gun fire. Let's see what he sees. I don't know. I don't see much. That's some long-range shooting. Just win, baby. Crawling down this ditch. Actually getting behind these guys now. Chimera still pushing the front door in that same spot. They do got some guys making their ways down the trains here. They're starting to... Well, we're starting to get pinched a little bit. They cleaned most of it up. So. 31 minutes left on the match. We're really starting to get down there. Some rockets going across. I don't know exactly where the garrison is there for Chimera. It's got to be somewhere close, but Chimera's starting to get through. Death Vice tried to get Rafiki in the back, but got shot. Rafiki spotted him. Rafiki coming around the backside. Let's see if he gets Conquistador coming down the alleyway. No, Conquistador gets him with the hip firing. I'm going to assume that that's not what he actually sees, because otherwise he wouldn't stay there. Here comes Perpy. Perpy gets crazy boots. Pellet gets taken down by Conquistador. Conquistador gets taken down by Perpy. D-Bears takes Perpy down in return, and some solid exchangings goes down. Supplies coming down right here for the Americans. Baddies in the North trying to get a garrison back up here on the very front door of the zone. I don't even think he can build it yet. Will be right there as a squad leader, but I don't think he can build because Magic is right there on the other side of the building. He'd be too close to enemies to put it up. These 76s still moving around down here. What's that? There we go. A Greyhound is pushed right up to the front door, gets taken down by the Tiger. Looked like he caused a little bit of chaos while he was over there for a minute, though. Chimera starting to slip through. They've got some guys back into the courtyards again, trying to make their way in. Here's Clink coming around the backside of this building. Can I lock on? Hey, got a kill. World Star. Who am I locked onto? Magic. Now, Magic is right up here on the edge of the zone. So we'll see. Okay. As I say, will he jump the wall? Oh, it's Nobles. He gets Nobles. He's going to jump the wall. He's in the circle. Or close to it anyways. Spawn in right there. I think that's the garrison. Maybe an OP. It's an OP. Seeding Shark is taken down by Magic. Magic finally goes down to Mr. Krabs. He got in there pretty deep, though. Here comes Boof as well. Chimera starting to make a little bit of progress here in the center. Big spawn in down there on the south side up on Mount Halei as they're trying to make their way down through this open. The Reaper should be watching this. I can hear shooting. I think he's trying to take some shots at Batar. Yep, Batar goes down to Reaper. Reaper goes down to somebody. Still a pretty big push coming down here. Lord Farquaad clearing out that push for the most part. Massive wave of Batty the North troops spawn in here in the center, pushing up, wanting to make sure that Chimera loses this foothold that they've made. Flares going up somewhere nearby. It's right there in front of us. Flare going up. It looks weird. Flare goes up for Chimera. And here comes the tank for Baddies of the North actually backing off. Did he just... I think he just grabbed that 76 that was under the bridge. Because he's just in it solo. Just grabbed that 76, backing it off, put it in the cap point. Something. This 76 is actually wounded. I think Hidden's got some rocket on him or something. Comes around the corner. Completely ignored Foreskin. He's going for the tank. What weapon does he have? He's got the rifle. He's going for rockets. He sees Cap. Cap goes down. Here comes Njordan, but I don't think Njordan's close enough. They might have spotted him. That 76 is moving. I think he's just going for a shot on something. Hidden's going to go for the rocket on the back of the 76. Right, or does he have the satchel? Oh, he's got a bandage out. He's making it look like he's satchel, and he just got blasted. So he must have been out of rockets. That's probably why that 76 was wounded in the first place. Forcing Redbeard to have to check. It was just a band-aid, so he's good. 2 cents checking as well. 76 catches around from the Tiger over at Mont Halais. He has not backed off, but the Tiger is backing off. If they hadn't been busy checking that 76 for a satchel, they might have been able to tag team that Tiger. But ooh, the 76 gets caught. Nice shooting by Entice. Nice positioning by that Tiger. Managed to catch this 76 a little unawares. Here comes Nutbender. Looks like he put a rocket into the back of that Tiger. Coming around the corner. There's the second rocket. Gets taken out. Second rocket does not take the Tiger down. Does look like he disabled it. Here comes John Forskid. Can he get the crew? He does manage to get Jagu. And I think this 76 just took another round from the Tiger. He is exchanging. Can he back off in time? Yes! Catches a ricochet. Technically did not back off in time, but the ricochet saves him. There's a lot of infantry pushing down that hedgerow behind this too, and these tanks are now super busy. The Tigers are pushed up, keeping this infantry very distracted. Nutbender looking to finish the job on the Tiger here. He does in fact get the Tiger with the rocket. It looked a little chaotic because I just barely jumped into first person in time to see it, but this infantry is making some progress over here for a Chimera, starting to make their way up this hedgerow. If they could get back into this ditch, they'd be in a good position to maybe start putting some pressure on from down here on the south side, at least distract Baddies of the North down here so that their center can make some progress. Their center has broken in a couple of times, but they cannot seem to maintain their foothold. Baddies of the North will get a big spawn wave back in and push them back out. Let's head back over to rail crossing. What's going on here? I see a massive spawn wave for Chimera. There must have been some cap pressure going on back here that I missed. Because they really are back here. You got Honey Badger is in the circle. Gets 7 core. Here comes Pfizer. Honey Badger in the house. He's wounded. He's bandaging up. Here comes Pfizer. Should be able to hear those footsteps, I think. Should be able to hear the footsteps. Where'd Pfizer go? Where did Pfizer go? There he is. Oh, and he got him, too. And Bluey's shooting at him from behind. He managed to get into cover. Here comes Rafiki. This is like all squad leaders back here for Chimera. Honey Badger does, in fact, go down to Rafiki. But he caused some havoc back here. He managed to get some callbacks, some squad leaders back here. Baddies of the North looking pretty strong at the moment. 22 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. There's a tank up over here on the north side now. Oh, it's that solo. It's a Stewart. Is that what was under the bridge? Was a Stewart? And I thought it was a 70. I don't know. Whatever. There's a Stewie over here. The boogeyman goes down to the solo Stewie. He's keeping this corner locked down. A couple of guys slipped through for Chimera. Some more guys from Baddies in the North heading that way. There's Honey Badger as well, trying to get back in there and cause this chaos. Conquistador about to peek this alley. Exiled coming around the corner. Exiled gets Conquistador. Scout Cub pops corner. Exiled gets him as well. Or maybe it was Saxon, I don't know, but the Baddies in the North just took the worst of that exchange, that's for sure. I do hear a bombing run going on down there in the south. Precision strike. Precision strike about to go down on the Tiger. He's moving, he's moving. Oh, it was this one, and he got him. I was looking at the wrong Tiger. Nice precision strike from Mailbox. Well played. Got one of the Tigers out of there. Chimera's tanks have been struggling. Satchel goes off right in front of the 76. He's just far enough away to not take any damage. Or is that artillery? Maybe that's artillery. Got this other Tiger up over here. The last Tiger for Chimera, trying to keep the pressure on down here at train station. But these 76s are just holding the line. The infantry as well. The infantry is doing a phenomenal job for both sides here in the center. These guys have just been back and forth, pushing into each other. This Tiger back here, he's lonely. Feels a little exposed, too, if these 76s can get in a position to tag team him. He is not really, behind the hedgerow. He's kind of out in the open. Baddies of the North have cleared out the buildings entirely. Toos trying to push his way back in there. Toos goes down. There is a Tiger back here, but Baddies of the North have finally cleared out the front door. We'll see if they start putting a little more pressure on rail crossing now. They seem pretty secure. Pretty secure over there. Their line's still looking good. They're kind of folded back up here in the north, as it looks like Chimera has kind of tried to push through up by the church again. Yep. Sturt coming around the backside, making it into the west side of Park Row. Let's see where he goes. Got Nerdy following him. Looks like he's going to go into town center. He's not going to bypass. Seems like to me the play would be to bypass town center, get down here, drop an OP in like this corner or something, start hitting train station from the back. And I mean, you're likely to run into some spawns, I guess, but still. He's just in town center now, laying low, and there's less than 20 minutes left on the match. So if Chimera wants to get some pressure going on a train station, they need to get somebody in there. They've already tried to muscle their way through the lines and it didn't work. They need something sneaky. They need an airhead or something. They need a successful airhead if they want to get in here behind Baddies of the North. Baddies of the North, their tanks are holding the line very strong. And if you have strong tanks, you know, as long as your infantry is doing at least halfway good, if your tanks are winning the battle, then you're probably going to win. Artillery plays a major factor, too. I mean, if you've got competent artillery just dropping into their attacks every time they mass. And Chimera's pushed way back. They're losing guys all the way out here in the hedgerows. Now, Cannon Fodder did manage to make his way up to the front door. Crawling up the ditch. He is a squad leader. Is he going to drop an OP? Yeah, he's throwing grenades. Does have a Tiger right here. So if you can get an OP up over here, they could regain their something of a foothold here. Got taken out by a grenade. You got Calio Ferrari says he's got a friend on both sides. You and me both, buddy. You and me both. I like both these teams. Chimera holding this intersection here. Taking some casualties, though. Doing some exchanging. These street battles can be brutal. Saxon goes down to Excel with some well-placed shots from the shotgun. Fader coming up this side alleyway. Crazy Boots waiting for him. Crazy Boots gets him. There is a squad over here from Chimera who has managed to slip through just east of the church, so they still have a long ways to go, but I think they're just holding, trying to keep Baz of the North from pushing through here. Is that a bombing run I'm hearing? Is that a bombing run at rail crossing? They're bombing rail crossing. I wonder if they found the garrison or something. I don't know. Keanu's up in here. He's still got his OP way up there in the north, though, so whatever he was doing up there, he got done and came down here, started putting some pressure on rail crossing. We'll see if he can cause enough of a distraction for these other guys to make their way in. Him and Morgana have been over here by themselves. Morgana's pushing south, maybe looking to get gang. Nah, he's looking the other way. Oh, Morgana got pellet in the back. Nice shooting by Morgana. Here comes Rafiki. Rafiki gets Morgana in the face. Keanu moving around. I think they're just looking for spawns. Casing the joint. Making sure it's good for their homies to show up. Pretty big spawn in over here for Chimera. Most of it got wiped by Conquistador. Exile coming around the backside, looking to get Conquistador in the back of the head. There he goes. Gets him in the back of the head. Oh, he gets just win, baby. Exiled up there in that broken down house. Goes to run across the road. Starts some exchanging with Crazy Boots. Crazy Boots pushes across. He gets taken out from curls down the road. Trying to cross the road. Chimera trying to clear this out. D-Bears, another squad leader, has made it into rail crossing. I don't know where his OP is, but we're starting to get some more squad leader pressure over there at rail crossing. So, whoa, 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 whoa. This is what I was talking about. The Chimera needs to get into the backside of Baddies of the North. They must have dropped an airhead or something. Somebody got back here. Maybe it was that solo squad leader after all, but they got back here. It does seem like Baddies of the North is reacting to this fairly well. Pushing some guys up from the south. Satchel goes off right there. From Gruffy, I think. So far, Baddies of the North seems to have this pretty well under control. They are taking some casualties. Chimera starting to make their way into the circle. Baddies of the North pushing more infantry back this way. Here comes one of the 76s looking to support this defense. He's actually shooting the other way, trying to get Gold Star there in the mansion. He's got Blue coming up behind him as an assaultman. Gets a ricochet from IK3. Another ricochet from IK3. That's very unfortunate for him. They really could have used some good rounds on this 76 as Blue is trying to get the satchel on. Do they see him? I don't know that they see him. He's not going to be able to get the satchel on with the tank moving that fast. He's going to have to wait until it stops. It's just a matter of if they see him. They must see him because they're blasting the hedgerow in front of themselves, so they're going to keep that tank moving. Baddies of the North still holding the circle. They got it completely locked down at the moment. Chimera starting to get some pressure coming in from the front door as well. Most of this backline attack is being cleaned up. Baddies of the North with a phenomenal reaction to this rear infiltration. My guess is that it was an airhead. Bobo the Monk gets taken out. Chimera still has a decent number of guys back here, decent number of squad leaders over here on the backside, so they can keep this pressure going. At least for now. They still got, I think, 3 squads back here. So should be able to keep some decent pressure going on here. 12 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. And we're getting down here to the end game. Chimera trying to Hail Mary their way into the center point. Let's take a quick look at the lines. You can see that Baddies of the North have pretty much folded back into a circle. They've got a lot of guys in the zone. They're making sure that this does not happen on their watch. They fought all game long cautiously, making sure that they defended the middle point. It would be terribly unfortunate for them if they lost it here in the last 15 minutes because Merc managed to slip in behind them. There's another spawn in from Merc. They've got something down here. My guess at this point is that it's some kind of red zone garrison. That's an OP. That's a bush. That's just an OP back there, but they're still trying to keep this backdoor pressure. There's another spawn in right there. Here comes Bobo the Monk around the corner. Bobo goes down. Grenade goes off. Gets himself a couple of kills. Here comes Booty Smasher coming up from the south. Honey Badger coming down from the north. Honey Badger trying to jump the wall. I don't think... Can you go into that one? He's going to come around this corner. Gets gang with the hip fire. Here comes Toos. Toos gets him in the face. Here comes Fatty Little Sloth. Gets El Pato. Toos misses the evil sloth. Gets taken down. Bitar right on the other side. I think that Bitar just shot Evil Sloth in the legs. He went prone. His feet came out on the other side of this wall. That's the only way he could have shot him because he was on the other side of the wall. Oh, you guys are going to watch it. You tell me what you think. You tell me what you think you just saw, but that's what I think I just saw. Most of this back here has been cleaned up. Chimera is still getting some good pressure coming in from down here. Baddies of the North pushing a number of guys this way, looking to clean it up. Most of Baddies of the North's forward pressure has been completely halted in an effort to stop any pressure coming on at rail or at train station. There is still a handful of guys from Baddies of the North up here on the north side, as Chimera has pushed some guys on the south side of Park Row. They have a pretty decent presence here. Battling out, though. There's Toos again. He's everywhere. Crazy Boots goes down to Exiled. Frosty goes down. I think he actually went down to Corrupt. Chimera looking pretty good over here on the north side. We'll see what they can do with it. 10 minutes left on the clock. Back down here on the southwest corner, Chimera still bringing their spawn-ins. They lost that one OP that was over there on the north side. So they just have this one OP down here on the southwest corner, and it looks like Baddies of the North's pushing a number of their infantry down here, looking to clear this out completely. They should be able to do it. I mean, it's just one OP. There's only so much that Chimera's going to be able to do down here. Even if they drop supplies and get a red zone garrison, which they do have a red zone garrison down here. They do, in fact, have a red zone garrison. They're also on top of the garrison here in the courtyard. You can see it just there on the other side of the wall. They have it locked up. Looks like Snoogans is going to jump over the wall and take that garrison down. Just red zone garrison, a little bit of a problem for Baddies of the North. They're still holding the front door, but Chimera is slipping more guys in on the back side. 9 minutes left on the clock. This northern attack from Chimera as well is taking advantage of that distraction. They've actually got a pretty wide open push going on right here. Now, Baddies of the North is coming in from their east side. They're running into some guys over there as Boogeyman got taken out, but he was, you know, causing distraction over there. They got Baddies of the North pushing up on the south side of Park Row, trying to clear that out, which is where this attack is coming from. They also are coming in from the east. Chimera pushing really hard. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. They know they don't have much time left to get this capture going. Baddies of the North are very focused on this attack that's going on down here on the southwest side. It's important that they are because it's a red zone garrison. They need to clear this out, but they have to do it fast. They need this 76 push down here, blow up that garrison, and then come back up and hold down the circle. Now, I don't know where the rest of their tanks are. They do have a vacated medium over here that they could recrew, which might not be a bad idea at this point. They do have another 76 pushing up over there, being chased down by Hiddens. Hiddens goes down to Clink. Did he get that garrison? He did not get that garrison. This attack that was coming in up over here on the northeast side, has been stalled up. Baddies of the North push a number of infantry this way, to hold it back, at least for the time being. Chimera is running out of time to get this cap pressure going. Flares going up here on the front door. Here comes another attack pushing in from another flank from Chimera. They're shifting their forces around like crazy. Spawning goes in right there from Baddies of the North. Architect managed to get himself at least one kill. They know this attack is coming now on the very east side of the circle. Mr. Krabs up there on the rooftop with the machine gun should be able to get some damage done. Baddies of the North still spread out pretty well over there on the front door. They're kind of thin. Does look like the 76 managed to clean up that red zone garrison. El Pato goes down. Everything over there on the southwest side has finally been cleaned up. Baddies of the North can now push everything back up into the circle. 6 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. Baddies of the North should be able to hold this. Chimera throwing everything they have into this attack. I see a lot of infantry for Chimeras pushing along the south side of Park Road. They're trying to come around this back road. Vomit Coffin is in position to come around into the flank. Is taken down by Exiled before he can do any damage. Noble's trying to take some shots at Perpy. Chimera starting to slip some infantry in here. You got Entice back there. He's just a solo, though. You got the Tigers from Baddies of the North are starting to push this way. Or not Tigers, the 76 from Baddies of the North starting to push this way. Should be able to keep this point locked down. Chimera with another wave on the front door. 3 squad leaders in that wave. 2 more squad leaders up in the front of that wave. Another one up there. 6 squad leaders on this front door. Chimera is looking to muscle their way in the center. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. They've only got a few minutes to get this capture going. They've got a number of guys that are slipping through up here on the north side. Baddies of the North needs to get their guys into the circle. They really could use that medium back there. I swear I hear a tiger back here or something. The 76 is really far away. I'm pretty sure his name is Snoogans. Chimera slipping in as the garrison is still here. It's lit up. There is the spawn in from Baddies of the North. They need to spread out away from that garrison before they all get taken out. They're holding down the point. They managed to spawn in just in time to stop this push. The garrison was lit up. If Chimera had gotten any closer to that garrison, they would have locked it up. The spawn wave wouldn't have come. I hear a tiger pushing up. Oh, it's a P4 pushing up below me. Trying to put this front door pressure in. Chimera is slipping through. These guys up here on the north side of the tracks are technically in the circle, or at least half of them are. Here comes the bombing run from Baddies of the North and from Chimera at the same time. Right? Yeah. The dual bombing runs. Chimera with the much more successful bombing run takes out that garrison. The 76 is on the edge of the circle. Can he be enough to keep this lockdown when the infantry floods back in from Baddies of the North, coming in from all of their other garrisons? The infantry is flooding in from Chimera. 4 minutes left on the clock. They've got a P4 that's right on the edge of the circle. They've got a lot of infantry in the circle now. Airhead is coming down for Baddies of the North. That is a Hail Mary last-minute attempt to get some reinforcements back into the circle. About a quarter of the way of the capped here for Chimera. Baddies of the North are dangerously close to losing this at the last second. That airhead is live. Can they keep it alive long enough? You've got a tiger pushed up now, or is that P4? I don't know if that's that same. No, it's a tiger. That is a tiger that is pushed up. Supplies coming down. I'm pretty sure that airhead got destroyed. The 76s are here, but the Tigers pushing up, trying to get aggressive. Can these 76 1-2 this Tiger? Massive spawn wave from Chimera on the backside of train station. Precision strike coming in for the Germans. A swing and a miss. It does get a couple of infantry, but it doesn't do any damage to these 76s. These 76s are going to be vital for trying to hold down this point. Baddies of the North need to stall this up at least for a good 30 seconds if they want to hold this. They should have their reinforced down. They've got a number of guys in the circle. They might be able to stall it up. They lose one of the 76s. Here comes another 76 up behind it. They're exchanging with the Tiger. Baddies of the North has a number of guys. One of the 76 touches a ricochet. The Tiger goes down. The P4 goes down. Chimera still has a number of infantry in the circle. They're catching ricochets off these 76s. 76s need to just shove their way into the circle. They cannot afford to lose this. There will only be a few seconds to get this cap going if they lose this cap point. They're starting to pull it back. The reinforce should be down. The reinforce isn't even down yet, so they should be able to pull this back. 76ers are in the circle. There's a ton of infantry for Chimera. They're trying to flood their way into the center of the circle, trying to keep this capture going. Baddies of the North trying to push their way up from the south. These guys are right on top of each other. The 76ers are doing all of the work right now, keeping this point locked down. Baddies of the North bringing a lot of reinforcements in. They're starting to come in down from the north now. Chimera is starting to be cleaned up. They came so close to capturing this. We're past the point of no return. There's another spawn in for Chimera, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It looks like Baddies of the North have pulled this back enough to stop this capture. I think it's about a minute, so they got a minute and a half, so I think they actually could still capture this, but Baddies of the North have cleaned it up. They have 2 tanks and a Greyhound, or no, half-track. That's a half-track. They brought up the half-track, the emergency half-track. Supplies are down for Chimera. Yeah, we're past the point of no return. This will be a Baddies of the North victory, clawed back from the near clutches of defeat. That was so desperately close there at the last few seconds. Well played by both sides. What a phenomenally exciting ending to this match. A match that was just a non-stop match of just holding the line, and Chimera almost took it at the last second. I think we kind of need to hand this one to Baddies of the North tankers. We really do. Their infantry, both sides, their infantry were doing great, but Baddies of the North, their tanks were just kind of right where they needed to be, right when they needed to be there. Chimera now fully cleaned up, out of train station. 15 seconds left. We're out of time. It's all over. Because of precision strike from the Americans, like blowing something up there. I don't even know, repair station or something, I'm not sure, but there you have it. Congratulations to Baddies of the North for your victory. Let's take some look at some combat scores going on here. 1282 from Honey Badger, 1067 from Morgana, 1077 from Lord Farquaad, 1220 from Excel, and 1448 from Nutbender, 1598 from Exiled, 1795 from Perpy, 1087 from Saxon. Look at these crazy, phenomenal combat scores. I think some of these guys jumped in tanks at some point. Oh, but anyways, thank you everybody who watched. What a great ending to a great match. I had a wonderful time casting this for you guys. I really appreciate it when you let me cast for you. You know, I love doing this stuff. So thank you everybody who watched. Thank you for the follows. You know, I got all that stuff turned off when I do these official casts, but thank you for any follows or subs or whatever else you guys might have given me. And you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Take it easy.